Hello, I'm James Baggott, and today I'm talking to Carwow's CEO, John Veichmanis, about the business's big new purchase. Today, it's announced the group has bought Autovia, publishers of Auto Express, Evo, Car Buyer, and Driving Electric for an undisclosed sum. John, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today. Congratulations on the deal. A fascinating one for the industry, both media and motoring. So lots to ask you about. Nice to see you. How are you?
Yeah, great to see you, James. Thanks so much. No, we're super excited. It's a huge day for everyone at Autovia and Carwow. So, yeah, really exciting day.
Yeah. Massive news for the industry. I mean, a big question, really, firstly from me is why. I mean, Carwow has been a disruptor, hasn't it, since it started? So you buying what is effectively legacy print brands might be to some seen as a little bit strange. Where's the attraction in this deal?
Yeah, it's a good question. And if you think about Carwow's success and how we help our dealer partners, but also our OEM partners, ultimately we provide online distribution. And we do that by helping consumers change cars. And for many, that starts with the discovery phase. What car should I actually buy? And Carwow is phenomenal at helping our drivers through every phase of that process. You can log on to our YouTube channel, watch obviously our award-winning car reviews. You can come onto our website, configure cars, and then we introduce you to the best possible partner to make your purchase from. And ultimately, we are a marketplace. But what's different about our business is that we're powered by content. And we think in this particular category, that's really, really important because consumers are making difficult choices. And there is a lot of choice, and we want to help them make a good, confident, and informed choice. And Autovia helps us do even more of that with a much, much larger audience, particularly given their online reach.
So I see you mentioned online there, and I know that's a very big part of the Autovia business and obviously a huge part of what you do. There'll be lots of people looking at this deal, wondering what this means for the print future. Do you
Yeah.
believe there is a future for print media? Do you believe in magazines?
Yeah, I suppose I've spent all my life working in the digital space, but I think what's important to think about here is, and a quick comparison perhaps, just in terms of size. So Carwow is a significant online entity, and we typically generate about 65 million visits in the UK every year. It's huge. And that's why we are so important to our partners. We provide very efficient distribution and reach for them. To put that into context, the Autovia brands, Auto Express I read when I was a kid. It started as a magazine, and it's a much loved brand. And the print aspect has driven that level of awareness. Autovia will provide us in the UK with an additional 101 million visits a year. So it's huge. And I don't think you can separate, well, is this online? Is it the magazine? Ultimately, these are brands that we're buying that have tremendous reach, which we want to put to work to help drive more people back into our dealer showrooms, into their call centers, so that we can drive much, much, much more effective distribution. And the nice thing for us is there is only a 20% overlap with the Carwow audience and the Autovia audience. So it gives us a huge incremental reach.
Let's take Auto Express an example, though, a weekly car magazine. I mean,
Yeah.
that market has certainly been tough over the last few years. Do you still think there's a place for weekly automotive magazines?
I mean, there is so much news, James, as we all know. I mean, there's such a dynamic space. You could probably, well, I suppose ultimately people are going online because the market's changing daily, actually, and there is clearly a need. There is a loyal subscriber base for Auto Express, and we want to keep appealing to those people. So, our primary focus is helping those that go online with discovery, helping them shortlist, helping them actually buy a car and sell their old one. So that's our principal thesis. But the magazine helps us achieve that. So it's a core part of building a brand ultimately.
These are magazines that are obviously, especially Evo and Auto Express, well
Yeah,
loved by
hugely.
by motoring enthusiasts. So there'll be a lot of people wanting to know that they're in safe hands, in Carwow's hands.
Yeah, I think we absolutely commit to that. We are ourselves huge car enthusiasts. That's what we do every single day. And on a personal level, I feel really excited about being the custodian of these brands. They are phenomenal brands, and we want to continue to invest in them actually. And our perspective is our monetization model allows us to diversify the revenue streams for these brands, so that we can continue and actually invest more under the plans that we've got for the brands.
Tell me, John, a little bit about how these conversations came about. I mean, when did they start?
Oh goodness, some time ago. I've had many holidays where my wife has been slightly angry with me as I disappeared off, taking various calls. But we're constant. We're a high growth business. We are always looking for opportunities to expand our reach. Because that's what our partners want. We ultimately are a very, very efficient and effective marketing machine, and we believe in driving demand through content. Matt and the team have absolutely perfected how to do this well, and we want to do more of it. And the Autovia team have a lot of experience in this space as well. And we think combining those together is really exciting. So yeah, we're always in conversations with different parties, both in the UK and also in Germany and Spain, in terms of how we can increase reach efficiently.
Now, John, there'll be lots of people in both of these businesses who will be worried about this news. I mean, when two big businesses come together that do similar things, sometimes that leads to redundancies. Is that something that's going to happen as a result of this deal?
No, I think ultimately we are, as I mentioned, James, we're a growth business and we invest into content, and there's still a huge amount for us to go after. And as I mentioned, the audiences are very different actually in terms of the Autovia audiences in the Carwow space. And our thesis is that we can invest more into these brands, not less. And that is ultimately, we don't want to buy a business that we are going to shrink. That's not our MO at all. We are, a high growth scale up, and we really respect the brands. We respect the work of the team, and we want to use that to build a new Auto Express, a new Evo that can do more for the people that read it. And to your point, these are much loved brands. We want them to do even more for those readers.
Yeah, it'll certainly be music to the ears of those people in those businesses, I'm sure. John, what about the YouTube channels? I mean, Carwow has obviously grown this huge following, the biggest motoring channel in the world. Where does this leave the likes of Car Buyer and Auto Express's YouTube channels?
Yeah, again, our perspective on this, and it's a new. We've only just we've literally only announced the news today, so we need to look at the audience on YouTube, how relevant it is, and what work we can do there. Again, we want to grow our YouTube reach. We've done phenomenally well, and we love entertaining the nation. Not just on YouTube actually, but also on short form content now across TikTok, across Instagram, and we want to do more of that generally. And so we need to figure out how we can work with the teams to do exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of pieces of that jigsaw to slot together just yet. When we spoke last year, John, we talked a lot about your plans for Carwow as a destination for car buyers, didn't we? A place for people where they can come and buy and sell their cars.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as becoming a rival to Auto Trader?
No, I don't think so. I think we obviously have overlap between our audiences. I think what we do is different in principle, because the distribution we provide to our partners is on a pay on performance basis. Our partners only pay us if we help them sell a car, or if they buy a car from one of our drivers, one of our customers. So I think our model is very different. It's more commerce-like than classified advertising. And so yes, we do definitely overlap in terms of customers using both platforms, but I think what we offer to our partners is very different actually.
Because I'm interested, John. What's the grand plan here? I mean, you look back historically at Carwow, and it has made losses, and actually in the last accounts, quite significant losses. You're taking on a big legacy print business here, which is a difficult beast to manage. What's the grand plan for pushing that all together and actually Carwow becoming a profitable business?
Yeah. No, really good question. We are absolutely focused on becoming profitable, and 22 was a a challenging year in terms of profits, given the investments we made, particularly in Sell My Car. But we've really reaped the rewards of that in 23. So when we publish our accounts in September, you'll see a completely different picture, actually, both in terms of revenue growth and profit. And this really builds on that confidence that we have that, ultimately we want to be a destination for car changing. So you can find a car, we'll help you with discovery. Matt Watson is literally the best in the world at helping people do that. Once you've figured out what you want to buy, we want to connect you to our dealer partners and we want to help you sell your old car. And that model is really working. It really resonates with consumers. And if you get that right, ultimately that drives a profitable business. Basically, we want to take that recipe and start to use it with the Autovia brands. And this is not necessarily putting Carwow. Our intention is not to put Carwow ads all over Auto Express or all over Evo. We are going to build products that suit the needs of those users. So if you're an Evo customer and you've got a nice Porsche 911 in your garage or a Ferrari, if you want to sell that, you probably need a different service to what we provide on Carwow. It's probably got £20,000 of options on. You probably want to talk to a Porsche expert. That's what somebody would expect of Evo. And so we are going to build different products that are highly curated to the audience and the readership of those different brands.
Fascinating. I can start to see how this is all slotting together, John. Well, who's going to run this enlarged business? Are you going to keep them separate, or is it all going to be under you?
No, we are going to integrate it into the core business. I think ultimately the benefit of doing that is, the Autovia team have got tremendous capabilities. Obviously, super strong on written content. A big part of our growth at the moment is we've talked a lot about our Get Your Car business, the traditional Carwow product, the Sell My Car business, but also our media business with OEMs is growing really, really strongly. So again, we combine the capabilities of the two teams together, both in terms of our sales teams, but also Autovia have real pedigree around the ad serving technology that we're really excited to sort of bring into the core team. So we really want to bring the teams together so that we can share expertise and know-how and build better products, better services for our partners and our customers.
I'm sure your to-do list is pretty busy with this at the moment, John. But what's next for Carwow? Are you on the hunt for more acquisitions?
Yeah, we have a very clear strategy, and we've invested a lot into the business over the last 12 to 18 months in terms of building new products, building new services. And there is still a lot more for us to do in terms of being a clear destination to help people change cars. And so we are looking at M&A where appropriate. And if we can't find a business that we think is a good fit, then we'll build services ourselves.
And finally, John, what's the key message on this deal to the industry? I mean, what's the key point you want to get across about it?
Hey, when I talk to our dealer partners, my pitch to them is that the Carwow is an attractive proposition in many regards because we have become we are very, very good at using content to drive inquiries and send those back into dealerships. My mission is, as more and more people go online to research, they start researching with a Carwow Group brand. And if they start that research phase, it's my job to funnel those people back into dealerships, back into our OEM partners. And this helps me do that at a much, much, much bigger scale. And I suppose the way I think about why I'm an ex-marketeer, and I think what's good about Carwow is for many dealers, they're having to spend a fixed cost on marketing, whether it's a subscription, whether it's buying ads. We convert a fixed cost that we spend our money on, whether it's writing content, whether it's buying clicks on Google, and we convert that into a variable performance level cost for them. And I can do a lot more of this now. And the one thing that is really prevalent, particularly on the new car side of the house, is there's a lot more supply coming back into market now, and dealers want more demand. And so we've strategically done this in response, actually, that we're trying to work out, well, how can we respond to that? This is obviously a massive deal to achieve that goal, but we want to be good partners, and that's why we've done it. And I want to make sure that we are, good custodians of these brands. We invest into them; they are much loved. I'm excited. Many of our dealer partners read Auto Express and Evo, and that I want to make sure that we can ensure that publishing legacy is put to really good use, and these brands stay right where they should be for many, many years to come.
Well, that's very good to hear. Music to my ears as someone who loves Auto Express and Evo, like many other people out there who love cars too. So, John, thank you very much for giving up your time today. Best of luck with the integration, and I appreciate you giving up your time. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you so much. Good to see you again. Thanks.
Lovely. That's John Veichmanis, CEO of Carwow. Now, for more videos like this one, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for the very latest on the automotive industry, even log on to cardealermagazine.co.uk. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye.